everyone, and welcome to The Insider, the ongoing video series that keeps you up to date on everything independence pro wrestling. I am the voice of IPW, J-Rod. Lost and Damned began with Nate Cobain versus Mondo Real. Real had gotten pranked by Cobain and Darren Fly at Coup d'etat, and in response, Real jumped Cobain in the bathroom stall. This would be their chance to go at it between the ropes. Mondo Real's brass knuckles made another appearance, followed by that Boston Crab maneuver for the submission win. Mondo Real is on a roll right now. Gold may be in his near future. Chad Alpha met with Dirt Sheet Dan backstage, and Alpha was a little more calm than he's been in a while. Alpha told Dan that he's been guaranteed that when he beats Thomas Heim, he will finally get his rematch with Jamal King. Chad Alpha clearly overlooking Thomas Heim, stating it as a matter of certainty. For the second straight event, Heim pulled off the unthinkable and upset the former IPW champion. Alpha, completely beside himself, destroyed Heim after the match. Thomas Heim suffered injuries that will keep him out of action for a minimum of 30 days. Jimmy Shawwin got a break from 3 Harden drama. Darren Fly got a chance to stand out on his own. These two went one-on-one, and Darren Fly took a shortcut to victory. Black Excellence has dwindled down over the past few months, the only active members being Dur Nolans, LaDon Sanders, and Jamal King. In a situation where King should have looked to rally his troops, he instead berated LaDon Sanders, embarrassing Sanders in front of the Ann Arbor crowd. TVA interrupted, armed with the same baseball bat that he laid out Elijah Eros with, and told Jamal King that one by one, he has found a way to pick off members of the team. TVA suggested the next one to go would be LaDon Sanders, as Sanders will leave the group due to mistreatment from King, which leaves one final member to take out before going after King himself, Dur Nolans. TVA challenged Nolans, and this would set our main event. After TVA left ringside, King told Sanders that he would have a chance at redemption. The Midwest Misfits wanted payback after Coup d'etat and challenged any 2 members of Black Excellence. King decided it would be he and Sanders. Instead of actually giving it his all and trying to win the tag titles, Jamal King used this as an opportunity to make LaDon Sanders work for it. King refused to tag Sanders, and eventually the Misfits put him away. King carried Sanders to the back after, but you've got to wonder if this pushed LaDon even further away. Dirtbag Dan tried to stir up more shit between Twist and Flip, and they nearly came to blows until Chad Alpha interrupted their interview, demanding that Dirty Dan tell management he had better still get his shot. Tommy Rinks of the Skinwalkers made his solo debut against Jarvis Gray and the IPW Cyber Champion Marco Modelo. This was a Modelo showcase. He looked tremendous in the victory. Last time we were in Ann Arbor, Sean Tyler was so bitter after being eliminated from a gauntlet match that he blindsided Ray DeMagno after his match. Tyler asked for a rematch to prove it was a fluke, but DeMagno solidified his first win, pinning Tyler the exact same way once again. Dur Nolans is the final obstacle between TVA and Jamal King. TVA went after that ankle lock like no other, and Nolans narrowly escaped it each time, until he didn't. LaDon Sanders, clearly seeing that Nolans needed help, came out to offer it, but Marco Modelo came out to even the odds. TVA would force the submission victory, finally securing his shot at the IPW Championship. TVA will finally challenge Jamal King on Saturday, April 26th in Lansing, Michigan at Blackout.
Here we are again. Jamal, when you started this little cult of yours, I told you that I was coming after you, and originally it was just for the title. But then it became something more, and I decided that I was going to take out each and every one of your group. And that's exactly what I've been doing. TDG, he got scared and he ran away after you decided that you wouldn't fight his battles for him. Dragon Jones, well, he just never really was the type, right? Chris Moore needed a hug and a kiss, pat on the back. You weren't able to give it to him, and he decided he didn't want to be any part of your group. Jackson Stone was one that I didn't expect to come so easy. You saw that somebody was challenging your authority, and well, you weren't gonna put up with that, were you? LaDon Sanders, well, that might be one of your most trusted guys and everything, but you saw the look in his eyes last week. He's not gonna put up with it any longer. And you know, Marco pinned his shoulders to the mat and took his belt away, so he's pretty much useless to you now, right? Elijah Heroes, I handled that one. Dior Nolans, he was the last one on the list. And I don't think he'll be walking his way to Lansing this weekend. I promised everybody that I was gonna take out every single one of the Black Excellence members, and I plan on doing that, but the true way to crumble a kingdom is to kill the king.
That concludes this edition of The Insider. Join us on Saturday, April 26th at Royal Scott in Lansing, Michigan, as IPW presents the annual Blackout.